Welcome back, everyone. We are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network, and we're basically a news recap show that's going to be trying to get out some of the most important information that we think you people want to know about. If you've been following us, we've been talking about the emergence of a police state. Now, the reason that we've chosen the police state as our first broadcast while we're talking about this is because as the people that are in control of most of the finances, most of the corporations, most of the pharmaceutical companies, and most of the industrial world, there's a small handful of these people, and their ideal of a new world order is where they're in control of everything and we're all subservient to them. Basically, they're the masters and we're the slaves. Now, the reason the police state is so important to this is because in order to maintain that type of a control structure, you need a strong military body to make sure nobody goes against it. And that's what they're doing. They're establishing this military control structure. So to understand it, a lot of people seem to think that since the United States is the main military arm of the New World Order, and we're right now engaged in disrupting worldwide governments and creating chaos and starting wars and even though we're not claiming territory, we're establishing military bases there so we can control. Again, this is about control, but people got to understand this isn't about creating an American empire. If you're a United States citizen and for some reason you think that this is okay because America's going to be the big empire, oh, we're going to be the big empire. No, no, no. This is not about an American empire. This is about the New World Order. We just happen to be the country ignorant enough to let them use us as this tool. We're basically a tool. We're the gun in the cabinet that they're using to hold the rest of the world hostage while they establish this police state control structure everywhere. So it's coming back here, folks. They're setting it up so that within a couple of years here, maybe even within a couple of months, they're going to bring what they've done to other countries back here against us. And that's not going to be fun when B-2 bombers are dropping bombs in your neighborhood and they're locking away your family and friends in camps. And again, go look this stuff up. They have this documented. They do plan to bomb certain states. They do plan to lock people away in camps. They call them re-education camps. People in the past have called them FEMA camps, Federal Emergency Management Agency camps. And basically they are re-education camps where they're going to take people who don't bow down to them. And I'm asking nobody bow down to them. I'm asking, they don't have enough camps for all of us, so we have to wake up and wake up our friends and wake up our family and wake up the people around us. Because if we all stand together, we can stop this New World Order from making slaves out of all of us. So that being said, let me get into the articles of this topic. What we're going to be talking about, if you've watched some of the videos, is violence against citizens. That's the title I've given it on all of the documents I have here. But basically what it is, as I've mentioned, the police are trained as soldiers now, so they're trained to kill the enemy. And what these are going to talk about is some police just blatantly killing people or hurting them, as in many of the videos show. And many of these police officers are not being, disciplined or punished for these actions. It's like, okay, well, you can kill innocent civilians because, remember, we're all terrorists in their eyes. Basically, this one ties into the fact that they're tying veterans to terrorism, trying to say all veterans are terrorists, even though this guy wasn't a veteran. It basically happened up in New York about a month ago now. Really a month from today. On October 5th is when this article came out, so it probably happened before then. But basically what happened was there was a National Guardsman off duty. He was, in case you don't know, most National Guards or even some Marines and Army Reserves, that's not their main job. They have other jobs too. This guy had another job. He's working as I think security in a nightclub. And he was on his way home, and he had a co-worker with him, and then he also had an off-duty police officer in the back who was asleep. And basically, he was driving home, and I guess driving to drop them off, unless they were all heading back to the same place. And he cut a police officer off. Well, apparently these police were like outraged by this. They drove up alongside his car. They were screaming profanity at him. They were flicking him off. And eventually they turned the lights on and pulled him over. And when they pulled him over, instead of even like walking up to like do anything, the police claimed he reached underneath of his chair, but the passenger said no, that didn't happen. The passenger actually said they just walked up and shot him through the stomach. And she was startled by this, and she was very upset. Let me find some of her quotes here. Yeah, here's a good one. So basically, the witness, and there was an off-duty police officer in the back seat asleep, and she was woken up by the gunshots. And so basically, they didn't even talk to her, or they didn't even talk to this guy. They just walked up and gunned him down. And so this is targeting against military personnel because, like I said, military personnel, most of them have taken their oath to protect the Republic against enemies, foreign and domestic. And so those are the main terror suspects because, again, we're not the United States anymore. We are the New World Order, or at least that's what they want us to think. We're not there yet, folks. We still are the United States of America, so don't forget that. So basically they shot this guy, and then the police tried to tell the passenger in the car that your friend shot himself, and she was in shock at this. She couldn't believe it. So basically he was shot intentionally. What more can I say? It makes perfect sense knowing the way, as we've been expressing in earlier videos, how the police are trained and who they're trained the enemies are. They're trained the enemies are us, and they're trained to kill the enemy. So that's what they did there in this case. Again, this guy was a military personnel. He might believe in the Constitution. How dare he believe in the Constitution and want to have freedom? How dare he want to protect that? Filthy American scum. Again, I'm being sarcastic. I might diverge in some sarcasm and stuff throughout the broadcast. But basically here I got another article. There was a police shooting, or there was a, well, it was a police shooting, but there was a shooting up at the Empire State Building where basically a coworker was disgruntled with another coworker and went to shoot him. But when he shot him, the police around basically went nuts and unloaded all over the place, and almost everyone who was shot besides the disgruntled coworker were shot by police. And again, this ties into what I was talking about earlier. When you train the police to be like soldiers, they're trained to kill the enemy. Try not to kill non-enemies. Again, here, innocent civilians on the street are gunned down mercilessly while police try to stop one guy. They try to stop one guy, and 9 pedestrians suffered bullet or fragment wounds after police unleashed a hail of gunfire. Crazy, but again, it fits perfectly if you've been following us and you understand how they're being trained. Again, this is crazy. We as American people should be demanding that this police state be dismantled. For a long time, our country didn't even have a standing army because, again, that's what caused us to have the revolution in the first place. We were upset that soldiers were telling us what to do and invading our privacy, our forefathers' privacy. And now it's happening today, and we just seem to be okay with that. It's going to get worse, folks. It's going to get real bad here. And I got a couple articles here. This one's also another one about the National Guardsman that was killed by the police. And here's another one where the cold-hearted cops ran over a kid who was running away from him. They killed him. And then they demanded that his mother pay for the dent in the police car. Again, this just cold-hearted killers and murderous thieves who kill somebody and then demand their family pay them a ransom, I guess. But they already killed the person, so... again, for denting the police car when they ran the kid over. Crazy. So basically, that's going to be it for the broadcast. I hate to do it on such a down note like that. It's just, I feel like most of the broadcast so far has been really downhill. So the next segment, I'm going to do a review of the most recent episode of Walking Dead to try and lighten the mood a little bit. We'll take a break from the New World Order for a short bit. So that's going to be it. I want everyone to stay free, stay strong, stay alive, stay informed. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys stick with us.